We can follow a simple step-by-step process to identify a trend, starting with an uptrend. Since we now know how an uptrend forms, continues, and terminates from left to right, now we can look all the way to the right to the current price and work our way backward into the three segments defining the current trend. In this lesson, we'll learn how to determine the most current trend through the trend identification process. Step 1, going from right to left, we start with the current price. In step 2, we look down and left to identify the most recent swing low. We then draw a vertical line on top of the swing low. In step 3, continue down and left to identify the next lower or equal swing low and draw a second vertical line on that low. Step 4 takes us somewhere between those two vertical lines. By drawing these two vertical lines, it's given us a sideways boundary, and it's isolated a number of candles. So next, we want to find the highest price point within the set of candles located between the two vertical lines and draw a horizontal line on that highest price point. Finally, in step 5, we want to ask ourselves two questions. A, did price cross above the swing high which we previously isolated between the vertical lines? If we're looking at the example here, we can see that it does. This is referred to as a breakout, which is what creates an uptrend. Next, we want to ask ourselves, B, did the price cross back below the higher low where we drew our first vertical line? If the answer is no, then we have a valid uptrend and the uptrend has not been discontinued. So what we have here are three segments. We have a low to a high to a low, and a low to a high with two conditions being met. 1, price broke above the high. 2, the higher low has not been crossed. With all of that determined, we officially have an uptrend. Now it's just a matter of what we do with that information. An easy way to see the trend is to draw each segment of the trend, connecting the swing highs and the swing lows. Now to do so, we can either draw trend lines or we can draw boxes to see the trend, either or. The important thing is that we clearly understand what the price is doing. So we'll place green trend boxes on up segments, and we'll place red trend boxes on down segments with a trend line as well, connecting the low and high of each segment. If you look at the example, looking at the boxes, you'll notice the green boxes are taller, making it that easy to identify the current trend. However, we can also be linear and or mathematical if necessary. However, for the most part, after drawing out the segments, we will visually be able to see that the green boxes are taller, the up segments are the impulsions, and the green box farthest to the right extends above the red box immediately preceding it, which demonstrates breakout and making that particular segment the breakout segment of the uptrend. You should also now notice there is a connection between the trend boxes and the core formations. If you look closely and see if you can identify any one of the four formations, you should be able to see a rally-based rally using the trend boxes. Moving forward, we'll be using this same information as we begin to combine some of the major topics of supply and demand zones with trends. Now keep that in mind, understanding that identifying the exact price points of the swing highs and lows through trend lines and or boxes is going to be very important, because where one segment ends, the next segment begins. So in drawing trend lines or boxes to identify the highs and lows of each segment, we must be precise, even to the penny, to aid us in appropriately identifying the trend. When price broke out, looking at the example, the uptrend was formed. Since price has not crossed below the controlling swing low, the trend is still valid. It has not been discontinued. The breakout segment is the green box on the right, which is also the impulsion phase that is connected to the controlling swing low. Bear in mind that if you ever attempt to draw out the trend and the market is currently in the corrective phase of a trend at that time, then drawing 3 segments in that particular case would only take you back to the previous corrective phase, and it would not give you a defined uptrend. So what you're going to find out is there are going to be some cases where you'll need to draw a 4th segment in step 2 of the process in order to identify the current trend. I hope that makes sense. And that's it. We've learned what defines an uptrend, how an uptrend forms, continues, discontinues, and the steps to identify the current trend. Before you move on, review this lesson and practice identifying uptrends. Hope to see you in the next video.